Lord, as we come together tonight, Lord, to take care of the people's business, I ask that you give us wisdom, guidance, and understanding, Lord. Father, that if we disagree on anything on here, let us just disagree. Let us hash it out, talk about it, but go our own ways, knowing that we made the right choice. Father, I do pray tonight for our military, wherever they are in this world, Lord, their families. I pray that you keep your hand on them and bless them, Lord. Bring them home safe to their loved ones. And Father, I ask that you bless this commission, those who ain't here tonight, couldn't make it, and this county, Lord, and this state, in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, guys. Here, just a second. Stay right there if you don't mind. Roll call, please.
Elijah Thomas.
Here.
Brian Teeber.
Yep.
Rick Joyner.
Here.
Randall Redmond.
Here.
Shane Cates. Eric Watkins. Terry Fitzhugh.
Here.
Vince Gray.
Here.
Archie Pryor. Melissa Fields. Here. Bradley Jones.
Here.
Clint Mathis. Mark Dortch.
Here.
Alexis Taylor.
Guys, number 5 on your agenda tonight is the election of commission chairman and vice chairman. The floor is open.
Nominate Mayor Richard.
Second.
Move the nomination cease and Beecham be elected by acclamation.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 6 tonight, Sheriff Gray has a presentation. Oh, yeah, sorry, we got to do vice chair. Apologize.
I nominate Terry Fitzhugh.
Turner, vice chair. Vice Fitching. Second.
Move the nomination cease and Terry be elected by acclamation.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I'm sorry about that. Number 6, Sheriff Gray would like to make a presentation, please.
Take but a second. Some of you know, some of you may not know, but on May the 10th of this year, we received a request for service from Kentucky State Police as well as LBL for service. They were in pursuit of a wanted suspect. Actually, he's wanted out of Florida, a felon out of Florida and Kansas. I just found that out. But he was in a stolen vehicle, and he was coming through Land Between the Lakes on the Kentucky side. And my deputies went down there, and Kentucky State Police found the vehicle in Colson Holler, the campground down there. And they requested assistance from a K-9 if we had one. And that's 4 or 5 miles over. So Lieutenant McDonald, he responded, even though it was in Kentucky, he went over there. We had a mutual aid request. He went over there. About 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes before he got there, the track was, since the guy got out of the car, but he brought his K-9. Evidently he got directions where he thought the person may have went, and he located the dog, picked up the track, and trailed him about 3/4 of a mile, and he was able to apprehend the suspect and take him into custody. Actually, he did, and the dog both. But it was a very textbook thing. He had KSP helping him. They were behind him a safe distance, like they were supposed to be. But this situation is a very dangerous situation, and most of you know, some of you don't know. When you're looking for a suspect, you know he's wanted felon, and you don't know anything else about him. And I thought it was a great job. It went above and beyond. So, Robbie, you'll bring Harry on up. This is recognition of service from Stewart County Sheriff's Office to Lieutenant Robbie McDonald and K-9 Harry for service above and beyond the call of duty in the apprehension of a dangerous felony suspect in Land Between the Lakes recreational area that occurred on May the 10th, 2024. Presented this 3rd day of June 2024.
Thank you.
Guys, number 7 on tonight's agenda is approval of minutes. If we don't have any subtractions or additions, I'll take a motion for that.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Fielder.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 8 is the approval of the bi-monthly reports. You had those in your agenda. If you have any questions, we'll get you to the right people for those. If not, we'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
By Commissioner Evans,
Second.
second by Mr. Dortch. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 9 tonight is to approve the notaries. We have 4 renewals there. For the sake of me not messing up anything, I'll let y'all read those.
Most to approve.
And then
One of them can.
we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Dortch and a second by Ms. Fields. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Thank you. Number 10, judicial commissioner. We lost a judicial commissioner. She went to work for the county. And we didn't lose her. We gained an employee, but we had to fill this role. We did approve, we're asking for you to approve Miss Billy Brantley as the new judicial commissioner.
I have just some discussion on this here.
Okay.
How come we went through 2 in the last year? According to what I read in there was a couple of them that quit. They hired them, they trained them, they quit. Hired them, trained them, and quit. First off, where do these names, who picks these names out? The people. And what happened is you got 2 in 1 year they quit, or 1 term they quit, you know?
Well, it's a mirage of things of why they quit and move on. Now, this last one, she went on to work as a dispatcher. And the way that the state is set up and federal laws, we can't pay them out of the same pot. So therefore, she couldn't do both jobs. So she literally had to pick which one she wanted to do and what was best for her family. That's, it started back when we lost one of the best ones we'd ever had, over a year, it's a year now, but he quit. And then Miss Lisa, we've got Adam Raguli, he's helping right now, he's doing it. But I'll just be honest, it's not a very desirable job at all. Matter of fact, it's a very non-desirable job. It takes somebody with that passion to do it. So myself, along with Heather, Ethan, we have all been trying to collectively do the best we can just to get applications, and let's hire somebody. So when you get a qualified applicant, we got to snatch them because we're not getting any applicants, and that's the thing. It's a 2-week rotation right now, and you may get called in 25 times, or you may not get called in at all, and it may be all hours of the nights, weekends, and holidays, but you still get paid the same. And it's just, I will tell you that in the future years to come, we're going to have to. It's changing all over the state. Most of the rural counties that have this in place, what we are finding out now is that it's slowly coming to an end. It's just not. So it's something we're going to have to address, but it's a mirage of things. It really is. It's just, there's no one single thing other than it takes a certain specimen of a person to get out of bed at 3 o'clock in the morning because somebody drank too much, or something like that. They do a well of a job what they do, because I have problems getting up now with the alarm clock. I can't imagine dispatch calling me telling me to come in too late. So hopefully we can keep who we've got, but we'll work on it. But it is a problem. Money differential this year was pretty good. So. But anyways, approval of Miss Billy Brent.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 11 is to approve the budget amendments for fiscal year 23-24.
Budget and Finance Committee approved all the amendments. Motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Dortch,
Second.
second by Commissioner Teeber. Is there any discussion on budget amendments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Number 12 is to approve the resolution to authorize an amendment to the estimated beginning fund balances fiscal year 23 and 24. I know a couple of you guys, well, a couple of the ones that couldn't make it tonight, they had some questions and they were answered right away, so everything looked to be good. Motion to approve by Mr. Joyner,
Second.
second by Ms. Fields. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Number 13 is the discussion and approval of 2 tandem dump trucks for Stewart County Highway Department. I could sit up here and pretend I know exactly what it is, and Heather's told me 3 times what it was, but she dumbed it down for me, and if you have any questions, we will direct it to her and Mr. Ronnie. It's
Weren't they supposed to be all last?
They are. Now, will you explain it just so, I'd like you to explain it.
Ronnie, we got Ronnie coming up here.
Well, you can, but it's really off of you guys. It's nothing he did. That's why I was gonna get her to explain it. But Ronnie, you mind stepping up?
He's the one buying them.
Well, they've already been approved. We had to change the co-op that it went through, and it's, like I said, it's
I've got some questions for him.
fire away.
What you got?
Ronnie, on this, these new trucks, do you have the difference that's gonna be from the international to the Kenworth?
Yes, sir. $52,948.
So you already got that covered? That's one.
Basically what it is, the international company, we were supposed to got these trucks last year.
Right.
So that messed us up a little bit on their paving. And they keep bumping us off, and they called us, said, we ain't getting them again till this September. Then they called back, said, no, it may be even as late as November, but we can't promise you on that. Of course, I got a little upset, and I got to digging around, talk to the controller's office and everything. If I have to tell y'all what we're doing, so I'm going to the next bid, Kenworth trucks. They're actually better. They weren't the cheapest bid, but if you can't get it, you can't get it. And they wouldn't even guarantee us this November. It's always axle troubles, transmission troubles, and even last time there was mirror troubles.
As long as he's up here, I want to give him some kudos in front of these cameras so people can see.
You better watch it. You don't live on a county road.
Ronnie, I do thank you, and I really mean that. Since I've retired, I get around Indian Mound now. I drive all these roads. I see what you're up to, and I see your vehicles and projects and patch jobs and paving jobs and signs and everything else. I can speak for Indian Mound that you're on the job, and I thank you for what you're doing in Indian Mound.
Well, like I say, it's thank you. But you know, when we have these disasters and floods, I want to keep going forward. Tar and chipping roads, I got 2 started, Lip Creek and Hurricane Creek. They got stopped. But most people understand, you know, you got X amount of dollars when you fix a flood, like Joyner Hollow today. Nobody knew about Joyner Hollow. And tomorrow I'll have to shut Joyner Hollow down. I got a picture on my phone. A 6-foot wide, 12-foot long, 7-foot deep washout up under the road, right there, Wilson Bonds. You know, stuff like that, it just takes a lot of money to fix. But we're doing the best we can. But we get these trucks, that's going to help too.
Well, I just want to say thank you because you're on the job, and I notice everything that you're doing.
Well, thank you.
Kenworth is a good, big brand. What kind of engines you got in there?
Cummins.
Cummins?
Yes.
That's all I gotta say.
Best you can get it.
He's like, okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Jones. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank you all.
Number 14 on tonight's agenda, approval of court releases submitted by Ms. Laura Crane. your trustee. You guys have time to look over those. If so, if you have any questions, we'll ask. If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve. Motion by Commissioner Jones. Second by Commissioner Joyner. Is there any discussion on any of these? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Number 15 is the annual audit committee report for fiscal year ending June 30th, 23. What, you want to speak, or?
Yeah, I mean, the audit committee did meet on May 13th, 2024. There were no audit findings, however, they still went over and discussed a few items, and this is the report that they're required to file annually with the county commission.
Do we, that's just the information, with original approval or anything on that?
Yes, no approval.
All right, number 16 is approve amendment number 1 to contract for engineering services for Stewart County Community Medical Center exterior improvements.
Question.
Yes.
Under here, this is Grace Contracting, I guess, or if I remember right, it's Pegram in Tennessee.
Yeah, they are. Well, somewhere over there in that area.
Is, we can't keep any of these contracts local, you know, within the county? Just a question.
No, that's against federal law.
They're working in our county, you know,
Yeah.
That was in a state, was it a state thing?
Well, it's, you have to bid out those projects. It's actually a federal thing. The state doesn't get it is also a state thing, but it's adopted by the state of Tennessee because it has to receive federal funding. I mean, I'm right there with you, Bone, but we can't.
I'm just looking to keep Stewart County money in Stewart
I
County.
wish we could, but no, that's not the way it works when you go to bid out. You know, it's kind of whoever has the best bid. I'll entertain a motion to approve amendment number 1.
So moved.
Second by Commissioner Dortch. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Number 17 is the approval agreement between owner and contractor for construction contract and change order number 1 from Stewart County Community Medical Center improvements. Motion by Mr. Dortch. Second by Mr. Jones. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Number 18 is the approval contract for court fines and fees collection services between Stewart County Circuit Court Clerk and General Sessions Court Clerk and Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott. There's a contract back there if you have any questions.
I do.
We will try to get you.
Let me get there. I
Okay.
do.
Should be number 50, I believe. That's where it starts. Kind of long-winded. A little bit. Mr. Redmond, you know how them lawyers get when they get to thinking they're making a little money off the contract, huh?
No reflection on you, but, yeah.
I've got a question on 701
Okay.
in this contract here.
Okay.
Now, I guess it's just a typo, or am I just not reading this right, or what?
We're not gonna have it very long according to this. We're not gonna have it very long.
Okay.
Yeah, great, great.
Ending June 30, 2024.
Now, is it, like I said, is that just
Okay.
a typo, or what?
I believe that's gonna be a typo.
We ain't gonna have it not even a month?
It had, let me speak, sir.
Go ahead.
It starts on the date, like if you all approve it, then it'll be effective on June 3rd. The end of the fiscal year is June 30th, so that's why it has to line up with the fiscal year. So then it has the option to renew for 4 additional periods of 1 year, and that'll go from July 1st to June 30th.
Great.
That just allows the circuit court clerk to not have to wait till July 1st by putting it into effect just for those.
Well, that
few
says
days.
it's ending of June 2024.
It does, and then it has the option to renew. He'll renew. If you approve this, then he has the option to continue to renew each year for 4 years.
Great. Question answered. I got one more. Heather, could you explain 703 to me?
That is a non-appropriation clause, so Charles could probably speak to this as well, but anytime we have an agreement that has an auto renewal clause, you want to put in non-appropriation language. That way, if for any reason you all decide that you don't want to include it in the budgets that were approved for the next fiscal year, then this allows us to break this agreement with the vendor. It's basically a safety net on the county because we're by year budget approved. So if a vendor, which many of them do, want some kind of auto renewal, then we have to have that language in there because that allows us to break it, if the funding is not there.
All right. So question.
Good question.
Motion to approve it.
Motion approved by Commissioner Stewart. Do I have a second?
Second.
By Commissioner Jones. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 19 is the approval to continue with Tennessee Risk Management Trust Insurance Program for 24-25. Motion to approve, Mr. Joyner. Second by Mr. Dortch. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 20 is the approval of surplus property. I will let you look at that. If you would like for us to remove anything, I'll be glad to. If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion approved.
Motion by Mr. Jones.
I second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Just a couple of things under the 21 new business. We were in a broadband meeting today, Heather and myself, Miss Gracie and Andrew. So we should be getting a contract any day to start our new broadband that we're going to add into the county courthouse. And the new computers that are going to go to the library, so that's really good news. I want to publicly thank, Central County South, all the essential services from the storm that just went through. It was a bear. We are again so thankful that some of the churches and organizations stepped up, allowed us to use these churches as safe places. I had several calls the next day. We were out cutting trees and getting things, and I got calls from folks that said they were thankful that the church is open. One of the churches had 30 show up. So what that definitely tells Clint and myself is we have to look for some money to add some safe places and to help some of these churches that are willing to take the time in their facilities. I really want to target on ways that we can help their building and help them, through the grant process. So, I'm super thankful for them. All of our EMS, EMA officers, they got out and did a heck of a job, and we did have a mess. We were lucky. It's hard to say lucky when, people's property got damaged, but the good Lord spared lives, so that was, I feel like we're lucky. I think that's about all. We're going to meet directly after this, and I give y'all some more good news or not. One of our own elected officials in the county, Miss Laura Crane. I know you're not going to like this, but I'll do it anyways. Laura was awarded the Outstanding Trustee of the Year for the Middle Tennessee Division. So super proud of all of our elected officials, but definitely, guys, you've heard it. You sit right here and you heard it here. Yeah, that's new money. It's paid interest income, new money. That's become Heather's favorite word. When this interest income goes away, so am I. So, but no, seriously, she does. Every time you hear interest income, you thank Laura Crane. So, thank you, and this is an awesome award.
Thank you.
Okay. You guys have any new business we need to discuss, or questions, or comments, or?
The shelters, the storm shelters, that is a good thing. That is a good thing. If we can come up with some grants or something from somewhere to fund some of these shelters, and I know in one in particular over the mound that there was a bunch of people went to and stayed there. Thought about it myself.
Yeah, it was, and I'm strictly honest. I used the same list I used the first time when I reached out to some of these pastors and leaders, and as soon as I was like, geez, I gotta hit them up again. Every one of them was just like, yeah, let's, absolutely. It was not a think about it or none of that, so.
Then we might be looking at maybe put generators at the church.
That is, that's what Clinton and I was discussing, and we have that in the mitigation plan that you guys approved. So, I mean, the hazardous mitigation, we can actually apply for some of those, and I really think it's a really good idea. If we can supply a church with the grant to put a generator in there and help them all the time, that they, if they're willing to open up, and we had one in every community, so we're always looking for more, and there's already pastors that have reached out and said, let us get a few things organized within our members, and we would like to do it also. And it's big for us because a lot of the counties and cities you hear, they have shelters. Sure, they have shelters, but they don't. I mean, it's 45 minutes to get across our county. We can't put one in every. We're so rural. I mean, we would have to build 20 of them, and that's, so. But anyway.
When you explain about the legislature saying that there's no liability in these churches.
Correct. And Charles can tell you more about it because we researched it. When an organization like a church opens up as a shelter, all of the liability is released, and the state of Tennessee assumes, well, I don't know if they assume liability, but the church isn't liable for anything that's, if something happens, if somebody wants to get injured, or there's no liability to them. And that was a lot of the concerning things. They just passed that last year, so we're super glad about that. I will tell you, I think I've already told you this, but 1968, the House bill that was about county taxes and how they were going to,
Right.
We did not like that or care for that at all. That's squashed. One of the gentlemen that was actually a carrier of that bill, well, our senator Stevens, they were told right, but they didn't. The guts got to coming out of the bill, and then all of a sudden it didn't make sense for some of it. And I think the committee got in there and busted that up pretty good. So that stopped. So we are definitely glad about that.
Did he ever turn against it?
Did he? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was. And yes, the bill it was a captured bill, so yes, it had different interpretations and different things that could happen out of it. And that was just one of the consequences that could happen out of that deal. So, yeah, no, it didn't. So.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, stay.